for my friends.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For my friends.
There's a good sense of like community, no matter what part you're in. You know, like you find somebody that you stick to, and like you get that, you know, that spiritual food that you need, you know, so to speak.
They told me that I regret it. Silent may keep calling my phone. This disconnect.
For me, I feel like that, you know, the community as a whole, it's grown. Like with Music City, it's kind of like somewhat multiplied, and you know, being from here just kind of makes me proud, you know, that people want to be rejuvenated and like come here and feel like this is where they want to make it their home, because it's like that's like it's my home, you know. So yeah.
It's grown a lot, like since even when we were younger. Like a lot, you know, it's becoming a little more accepting as far as like you start to see those different genres. When we were younger, you know, most of the time it was just country music. You know what I'm saying? Now it's kind of spread out a little bit. It's still country music based, but you know, at the same time, you start to see more and more genres pouring in. I like to see that change compared to when we were younger. And I think the acceptance has to do with the generational thing too. You know, like, you know, the older generations, you know, a lot of them are stuck in their ways, whether it be one way or the other. And I think, you know, the younger generations coming up, they're more receptive to things, like, you know, more open-minded.
I remember falling on hard days, art braids my heartstrings in a woven fabric that God made. Sit alone a savage with eyes glazed while in a zone.
Especially with the tornado and then the pandemic, you know, how the community just like kind of brought together to try to revitalize and keep it going, you know, because like there definitely was a time to where it was very, very much so thriving, and I feel like now it's kind of on the downswing of things. It's kind of like stocks. So I feel like it's a plethora of just ideas and things, and it's a perfect time for everybody to just come together and be together and grow this community into what Music City is and what it could be.
We've been a part of the change and seen the change all at the same time. Now it's all about to see what that change is going to turn into, and I think we're right now at the beginning stages of what that future is looking like.
Tell them I'm a ride or die.
Love me or forgive me, I put it all on myself. If they ever have a problem, I put it all on.
For us to be Music City, I feel like, you know, it's up to us as a people, and us, I mean everyone. Like, we have to do better as far as like getting music out there. Not just this type of music, not just that type of music, but if you want to have the claim of Music City, then you have to be Music City. Maybe it was like maybe a year and a half ago to where Wu-Tang was like performing at the Ryman for the first time, the first act. That makes no sense. Like, it makes no sense. Like, out of all the hip hop acts in the world, you know,
we got all the music, everything that you're looking for is right here, and it really is. But we gonna, as he mentioned, you know, as a community and as a people, we gotta like make sure that that's at the forefront, like immediately, or you know, it's just gonna always be that same revolving door.
We can't stop.
It was definitely, you know, the whole movement. It was about the movement, and it's just like, you know, if we have some platform of anything, you know, you might as well just like say something about it if you feel something about it, because like, you know, I can't speak for everyone, but like I've experienced things to where I felt like things weren't necessarily fair.
Each other, all my brothers leaders. School has up and we need more from teachers. Hate my mind, don't hate me for my features. Problems deep, the voice of Morgan Freeman. We done doubt my mind will feed the needy. Show the world like you the only reason.
I would rather someone hate me for what I believed in rather than how I looked. And that's exactly how I felt about it. You know, I believe in the First Amendment, and I feel like everybody should have the right to the First Amendment, and everybody, including everybody. And that's simple as that. And, you know, I don't want to not have access to the First Amendment features because of the features. So.
Down with the roof gone, morning after, heard that's the new sound, yeah. Let it play, always do things in a major way. I keep it 100, will say.
Kind of mask it with the name. Like it's like it's gonna be feel good, and it still feel good, but it's feel good that you need to hear. Like it's something that's important, and I'll go back to educating people just on things. Like, you know, like he said, that line was to really, for you to get in his mind state. You know, you could change somebody's mind just like that, just with a simple line like that sometimes. So that's why music is, you know, so important and so powerful. And it's really good to, you know, I feel like hip hop sometimes gets a bad rap as far as, no pun intended. Sometimes hip hop gets a bad rap as far as, you know, lyrics not meaning anything, or, you know, because I mean, a lot of the mainstream, they, you know what they push, you know, they push the ignorance and this and that, but you know, there's real poetry in hip hop, and there's real socially aware lyrics in that, and you can really learn some things if you listen to the right people.
They used to viewing illusions. My guess they could probably use some influence. Total separation from the weaker beings who never learned to fly, so they just reach for things and never had the passion to believe in dreams. I've always been the kind that just believe in me. They think that I will perish like
Honestly, just trauma, man. We've all experienced it to some degree, you know. And it's a lot of things, you know, will try to tell you that, you know, because of that trauma you can't do something, or you know, you should be afraid to do more. And it was really just one of those moments where we was like, you know, forget this. We found beauty in the struggle and in the pain, so we wanted to express that, you know, in a musical sense. And really, if we, in looking at it, we want to make music that's based on like our real life, and so to be able to actually do that, you know, consistently is the aim and the mindset that we have. Hate my mind, don't hate me for my features. You see the way we look, don't judge us based off that. Like, get in tune with us to understand more. Then you can cast your opinion at that point.
People really, like, social awareness is a real thing, and like, people need to be educated, I think, more than anything. Like, a lot of people, either they turn a blind eye or they've been raised a certain way, and you know, it's our job as people of color or just anybody, you know what I'm saying? If you're aware of it, then please educate the next person. You know what I'm saying? You have to pick your team wisely and the people you surround yourself by more than anything. Because you surround yourself with the wrong people, with the wrong mind states, it's poison.
I feel like, you know, along with education, it goes just a collectiveness of just, you know, coming together and being together, because, you know, there's power in numbers. It's just simple schematics, like, you know, and outside of that, like, if you try to have this small group right here and this small group right here, it's not going to be as strong as this big group that's all working collectively together.
They laugh at your amateur plans to get your bands up, so pose for this camera lens and get your dance on and make sure you're portraying the person that are your fans. Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me everything you see and everything you saw. Back and forth and up and down, and probably seen it all.
Yeah, man, you know, like you said, strength in numbers. You can't. I think one of the greatest things about it all is you can't run from it. You know what I mean? Like, change is happening every day. You either get on board or you know what I mean, watch it pass you by. And us, I know for a fact we want to be on that right side of the change. You know what I mean? Like, hitting it head on. Like, we right here. We not going nowhere. These issues that are going on, they're not going to go anywhere. So you either wake up and smell the coffee, or you know, lay down. And it's that. There's no in between. You can't continue to turn a blind eye to certain things. You can't overlook anything. You got to look at it right in this eye and, like, just know, like, hey, this is what's up and this is what we about to do. Nah, man.
A lot of personal things that I'm sure everybody went through, you know, last year. And I mean, I'm sure they're still going through it, because it ain't necessarily changed, you know what I'm saying? No, but, you know, I hope that people use that in a positive way instead of a negative way.
This beat is eclectic, I had to perfect it to give you the message. They say that I'm gifted, counting my blessings, adding up praise. When I hop out the whip, bet they throw a parade. Dollar and a dream, baby. Oh, we get the people what they need, baby. Oh, this lifestyle keep you so contagious. I step back, thank God that we
Keep
made
them
it.
candles burning,
Hey, yeah.
as the world keeps spinning round.
World keeps spinning
Catch that
round.
feeling.
Catch that feeling.
There's so much chaos going on in the world, but, you know, the hook is keep them candles burning as the world keeps spinning around. It's just like you have to keep your flame alive. Like you have to keep that focus, that mind state, keep your good heart, you know, don't let outside forces ruin your soul. It was more of a way to calm people down in this storm that we've been in 2019, 2020, just with all the social stuff.
Get all the bad and do good. Live limitless. Look life through the scope of its images. No matter how real it gets, you feel you will fall. Just to be real, I'm glad you feeling it out. I'm praying for the world, I'm also ready for peace. I know what I want, that's why I do this for me.
Can we be better? Yes. Everybody can be better in all facets of everything. The hip hop community as a whole, instead of just like being centralized, it just needs to focus on the community and just like we all need to come together. And if we come together, this thing, there's no telling where this thing will go. You know, we all just need to be just more about each other as opposed to ourselves. You know, all you need is just a platform.
When you're gonna learn there is not relation, these machinations shot to save them neighbors. Don't talk to strangers, armed and dangerous, all invasive, start the patience. Made some conversation off the Nathan, cause they don't talk my Martian language. And far from awesome, off the page, I toss and turn these awful phrases all through ranger. But I'm feeling myself. Simmer down, Mennonites, hitting my synagogue, can we all get along?
Whatever sources that you have, like just push it, and we'll make music and not stay out of people's faces. But it's people using their voice. You know, it sounds cliche, but it's people using their voice to support the right type of music.
If this Music City, let's show why it is. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a point to where like everybody that is like coming here just for country music. Nah, you coming here for music, period. You know what I mean? So
businesses have to grow and adapt. And I feel like there's definitely a space for it, but we just have to, you know, all be on the same page for something like that in order to happen.
Time to get back to my whole crew. I can't got my whole crew. Bang bang, boom 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 boom. No, we can't do it with the whole squad. Get lit. We gon' start a fire to the raincoat. Everybody gonna need a raincoat. Putting out fires like a fireman. Hotel Cali in the rainforest.
I do feel like it would be cool to have, you know, like your own space to do those hip hop shows, those hip hop based shows, but at the same time, you don't want to go backwards and make it just exclusive to hip hop when, let's say, some rock fans want to, you know what I'm saying, be exposed, because like a lot of rock fans, like they respond well to us, you know, especially like early on when we were doing, you know, shows and stuff. It was just, I think they just sensed that genuine, you know what I'm saying, our genuine nature. And so I don't necessarily want to go all the way backwards, somebody knocking on our door like we've been having to knock on doors. So, you know what I'm saying, more like let's make it all, you know, inclusive at the same time.
You ain't studying me, but when I try to go, you better never leave. Oh man, I mean, goddamn it, get on my vibe, get on my planet, hop in my spaceship, hover my thoughts, free my mind, let's get lost. I'm peddling all this evidence that ain't having shit, then the hell with it. I ain't having conversations with myself, cause we ain't never need nobody else, I'm gone. Goodbye.
You need to be a good neighbor, man. Hey, what's happening? How you doing? Greet everybody with a smile, man. You know, no matter what, like bring that positivity, because you don't know what anybody is going through. You know what I mean? So you want to be that voice of the people, be the friend of the people, be, you know, just that inspiration, man.
A smile can save somebody's life. Like really, something as simple as that. Yeah. Like somebody having like the worst day imaginable, and they're thinking about horrible things, and you giving some kind of light energy to them can make a world of difference. That's why we treat everybody with respect, no matter what walk of life they're from, because like a good neighbor is just pretty much being a good person, and you want people to feel that light inside. And so I really try to, you know, something we all try to really just make people smile and make people feel good, because there's so many people around that aren't doing that.
All you have to do sometimes is just ask them if they need help. Hey, do you need help? Are you good? Like, you know, like sometimes that's all they need. Maybe they just need someone to talk to. Maybe they need $5, $10, whatever. No, not looking past and letting it just go by the byways and just going about your business like it doesn't matter, because it does. And it matters as a community, and it's so important and pivotal.